Hey guys, thanks for joining us again. So imagine this. You have your TRI PRC-152 put in a regular radio pouch that is set up on your plate carrier or your chest rig via this MOLLE system over here. Now, I think you can see a problem. If you want to change your frequencies, or you want to adjust the radio's transmit power, or change the privacy tone settings or anything like that, you are going to have to unclip the loop on the top and then tear the Velcro away to access the controls. Now, depending on what you're doing at the time or how urgent you need to do this on your comms, this can be quite tricky to do in the field. And this is definitely going to slow down whatever you were doing prior to needing to do this. Now, thankfully, TRI has provided us with a solution, and I shall introduce it right now. Let me just set it up again, put it in a corner, and here we go. This is a TRI KDU for the PRC-152. And KDU in this case stands for Keypad Display Unit. And let's just get right into it. Comes in a rather nice, generic plastic box that, a lot of the PEC clones and whatever come in. Just open it up. Ooh, voila, here it is. Here it is, nice. So this is basically what the KDU is, and the packaging I'm expecting will be quite simple. No manual for some reason. Yeah, no manual like all of TRI's newest stuff. So yeah, now how does this solve your problem? Well, notice it has these mounting loops here. And what you can do with these mounting loops is you can run a strap through this and tie it around your arm. So in which case, and it's even shaped in the back to go nicely to, tuck up snugly against your arm. And then you have pretty much access to all your radio controls without needing to, take your radio out of the pouch or, rip open the Velcro. So let me just show you how it's installed. Let me just peel away the screen protector. That's always a satisfying feeling. All right, now let's get into installation. Before we actually start any installation work, we want to have our radio secured in its radio pouch like you would have it when you're actually using it in the field. And this is to avoid situations where, you connect your KDU and then you find out it will snag on a pouch and it won't go in anymore. So to avoid that, secure it in your pouch first before you actually connect it up. So in the TRI KDU kit, you will have the KDU itself and a connector cable. And the connector cable has two different connector ends. This is the end that goes onto the radio, and this is the end that goes onto the KDU. So let's actually deal with, connecting the cable up to the KDU first. So it's actually pretty easy. You want to grab the connector by the rubber part here and not on the release ring. And the way you actually connect it to KDU is also pretty simple. Basically, make contact like this, and you will feel that the rotation, the angle is correct when the connector, you rotate the connector and it basically slots in like this. And once it's slotted in like this, basically just push the connector into the KDU and yep, it's latched in and it's secure. To release the connector, you pull on the metal release ring over here and it disconnects easily and cleanly. So let me just connect it up again. So that's the connection on the KDU side, pretty simple. Now let's connect the KDU cable to the radio. And it's basically just, this plug over here connected to this data connector on the right side of your radio over here. And it's pretty simple. You basically just align it. And yeah, the alignment is pretty easy to feel. And yep, once it's aligned properly, you'll feel it. And then you just tighten the screw on top and that's it. Your KDU is connected and installed and ready to rock. And that's it. So once you have your KDU connected, you just basically don't need to access the main panel of the radio anymore. The only thing you will actually need to use on your radio is the knob on top to, power it up, to, power the radio on and off. But once you have the radio powered on, you don't need to touch your radio ever again. So this is why the KDU is useful. Because if you have your radio tucked away in a pouch, you know, it's okay to leave it there. It's okay to have it in a pouch. It's okay to have it in a bag somewhere, because you don't really need to access the main panel of the radio anymore. You can do all of the control work on the KDU itself, and you can have the KDU, you know, with a wristband on attached to your arm. Easy. So let's actually get into how you can use the KDU. So the keys are pretty much all exactly the same as on the radio main panel itself, except the layout is a little bit different. So the line select keys, 5 of them on top and 5 of them on the bottom, is now your keypad, and you can tell which key they represent by the columns here on the screen. For example, if I want to enter, you know, something like a VHF frequency over here, I'll basically just, you know, type it in 136,000. And yeah, that's basically the keypad. And then the tools button over here is now your switching between A and B channel and the monitoring button. So yeah, short press to change it between channel A and channel B, and, you know, long press to open the squelch filter to, you know, monitor what's going on. And oh yeah, very important, before you actually start using the KDU, you know, you will need to change the volume switch function in your menu. And that is because by default, the radio is configured to basically use the knob on top, the potentiometer knob on top, as the volume switch, instead of, you know, the electronic switches which are on the KDU and on the radio itself. So to change it from the potentiometer volume switch mode to the electronic button volume switch mode, what you will need to do is you will need to enter the menu and change the setting there. And that is actually quite handy, because this gives us a perfect opportunity to demonstrate how you can go into the menu. So basically, it's all the same procedure as you will do on the main panel itself, except the positions of the buttons are now different. So like you will on the main panel of the radio, the way you access the menu is basically pressing enter, which is now here, and then, you know, press enter again to actually enter the menu. And then you can navigate through the menus by basically just using the up and down arrow keys, the same way you would use on the radio. So yeah, I'm just gonna find volume switch, which should be down there. Yep, here we go, vol SW for volume switch. Yeah, press enter again to enter the menu settings. And yeah, I'm gonna change it to potentiometer to electronic. I'm gonna press enter and back out of the menu by pressing clear. And yeah, and I can verify I'm now on electronic volume control mode with the elect over here on top. And that's basically it. That's basically how you navigate through and use and change the settings in the menu, just like that. It's simple. And now that we're on electronic, you know, a volume control mode, I can now control the volume of the radio by pressing the up and down arrow keys. I mean, on the left side, the up and down volume keys. So yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All the functions are pretty self-explanatory, and even the, the keypad, you know, on top and the bottom of the KDU still retains the, you know, the quick select function of the radio. So for example, if I want to enter, you know, airband receive mode, I will do it with the KDU the same way I will do it on the main panel of the radio. In which case you press enter and then you press 3. Simple. And back out of the airband's receive mode by pressing clear. So yeah, that's pretty simple, and that's the KDU. Exact same controls as on the main panel, same procedures, same everything. It's just that the position of the buttons have been changed around. So yeah, that's the KDU. Very nice addition to the TRI PRC-152 equipment family, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.